I was gearing up to put a song called Juice that I had leaked before, a little snippet of, before shit had really hit the fan with George and the pandemic and everything. I was gearing up to drop that. Everything started happening, and I felt like, wow, we need to kind of put that on hold, and I need to absorb and take in what's going on around us right now. And I'm glad I did that. And then this song came out of that, and we pushed to get this song out first, and I'm glad we did. The day we made Lockdown, I was in the studio with the co-producer Jay Pounds, with the writer Ray Khalil, and we was watching the news. I think it was like off of Melrose, and there was some like, it was a lot of chaos going on with the police and with some looting and a little bit of rioting. The lyrics just started coming, and it went through different transformations, but we started writing it on the spot. And I remember Ray kind of just having a melody, right away. I wanted the first lyric to be, "You should have been downtown. You should have been downtown. The people are rising." A lot of these protests were happening in the downtowns and all over the world. When a lot of these protesters or people out in the streets are getting locked up, they booking them downtown. Like, that was a saying, you go into the precinct, you go into the jailhouse. Regardless of what's going on right now, people are seeing it, and there's a higher consciousness that's growing, and I feel like this is the age of awakening. We thought it was a lockdown. They opened the fire. Them bullets was flying. Who said it was a lockdown? Damn lie. They said it was a lockdown, but they opening up fire on us. Whether it's rubber bullets, whether it's real bullets, whether it's pressing down on a dude's neck. We're supposed to be we're supposed to be safe and indoors. We're supposed to be trying to get through a pandemic, but for some reason, people of color are being killed in the streets every day. And there's still time for that, even though it's supposed to be a lockdown. Oh my, time heals all, but you out of time now. Judge gotta watch us from the clock tower. Time heals all, but the 9 heals now was a line that Ray had came up with. And I liked it, but I didn't want to go straight to the gun thing, and I ain't got no strap, so I was like, you know what? I think it's better if it's like time heals all, but you out of time now. Because I felt like the consciousness was rising. I felt like people weren't going for the okie doke no more. And then when it's in your face all the time, and people are fed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are sick of it. And so that was really what I wanted to get to at the top of this verse. And I'm a real stickler about how I set verses off. I really want to have that opening line be powerful. Lil tear gas cleared the whole place out. I'll be back with the hazmat for the next round. We was trying to protest and the fires broke out. Look out for the secret agents. They be planning in the crowds. There was a lot of people not talking about the brutality, about racism, about why we are in this position now. And they're only talking about why are they rioting? Why are they looting? I'm seeing and I'm gathering more information that, oh, okay, there's people that are going out there that have no attachment to the movement, that are there that just want to get off that anarchy vibe. It's like, why are kids looting surfboards, bro? Like, what are y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is something I had never seen in my generation, and that's like a clear example. I'm seeing little white kids that look like they should be at Starbucks spraying BLM on properties, like for what? Just so that they can blame it back on us. In every big movement, there's always plants that are in there to help gather information and help destroy the movement, from the Black Panthers, so on and so forth. Said it's civil unrest, but you sleep so sound like you don't hear the screams when we catching beat downs. Staying quiet when they killing niggas, but you speak loud when we riot. Got opinions coming from a place of privilege. People that maybe thought this was trendy, where they're gonna just take pictures in front of places that are destroyed and be like, oh my God, But there's a deep issue that's going on for years and years and years, and it's very strategic how it has been done. And there's not enough people talking about that. There is civil unrest happening, and that's what you're seeing when people are going out to the streets and there's fires and maybe people are breaking into places. That's a sign of people that are fed up, and that's the language, that they speak when they're fed up. Sicker than the COVID, how they did them on the ground. Speaking of the COVID, is it still going around? COVID affected me in a big way. I'm a musician. and you supposed to do an album and then support it, go on tour, go on, hit the road, play shows, see the people. I don't know when we're gonna be able to do a show again, you know? So a lot of musicians, including myself, are just trying to figure it out now. It's that uncertainty. Hey, won't you tell me about the looting? What's it really all about? Cause they throw away black lives like paper towels plus unemployment rate. What, 40 million now? Killed a man in broad day, might never see a trial. The first time I really got to see police brutality and the concept of racism being introduced to me point blank when I was about my son's age was when I was watching like Rodney King. And when I seen how they beat his ass on camera, and then the trial went down and nobody went to jail. And I was just a kid, but I was frustrated too. And I remember asking my mom, like, what's going on? She like, people are fed up. Like they let them cops off. And then she grew up in Compton back in the day. She was telling me about the Watts riots and how that was all set off with, you know, cops killing the kid. People have become used to cops doing someone wrong and breaking the law and getting it to live lawlessly and getting away with it. We just want to break chains like slaves in the South. Started in the North End, but we ended downtown. Riot cops tried to block, now we got a showdown. Lockdown, we ain't gotta stop, cause they tell us to. In downtown where I got popped with the rubber bullet, Trey Pound, got it in my name now, I'ma shoot it. My buddy Israel, who is my videographer for a while, he is where we got that little excerpt where you can hear in the background where they're actually shooting rubber bullets, and he got popped. He was documenting a protest, and they were out there on the front line. And they gave them like a half a warning before they started shooting. They were on the, you know, heading back. And as they were backing up, they were getting shot at. He got shot twice in the leg. And I was seeing that on the news as well. People getting popped with the rubber bullets. And I was just like, man, this is crazy. So I put it in the lyric, and I wanted that to be also in the video. Never understand why they do it. Someone cut the channel off the news before I lose it. I ain't even tripping. If you with it, then we looting. Help me get this Louis in the back of Suzuki. Oh, he had to break it down so smoothly. They gon' say it's not about race, but we moving. Ho, pow. Cop the Trey Pound, have to put in my name. Wish a nigga play now. Any given day, I be headed to the pulpit. Say a little prayer. Matter of fact, I need 2 of them. Doing the song was definitely a good way to get these emotions, these feelings, these ideas out, you know, into the ethers, and not having them just sit within me. But the prayer is like, I need someone to pray for me right now, because like I'm about to go and get the strap, and it's not going to be no peaceful protest if like somebody try to touch my son, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to do whatever I can, you know what I'm saying? To pray for them, you know what I'm saying? It's like, y'all going to have to do it, because we fed up at this point, you know what I'm saying? Like any given day, I might have to go to the pulpit for doing somebody in. It's like reaching that boiling point, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it, I'm gonna have to get it in my name now, because they doing us dirty in the street. So, you know, I'm not gonna be lacking, you know, when they pull up on me, I'm gonna be ready. Ooh, won't he do it? Won't he do it? This ain't 92, so we into new rules. Niggas got hips, so we don't loot the projects. About to hit Rodale with my little cousin Marcus. Someone threw a whole brick in the Neiman Marcus. Help me put the whole mannequin in the charge. When someone like breaks their arm or something like that, like they scream out, they cry, they do a bunch of stuff. But honestly, none of that's gonna help until the bone heals, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like with the looting, it's like, that's people crying out, you know what I'm saying? That's people hurting from that pain of the broken bone. But what needs to happen is that the bone has to heal in order for the arm to work again. And that's what we really got to get to, you know what I'm saying? How are we gonna heal this broken bone with this racism and the prejudice and, you know, the police brutality, you know what I'm saying? Until then, people are gonna cry out in their own ways. I was definitely happy to see that people weren't looting their own neighborhoods as much anymore, and they weren't destroying, the hood wasn't destroying the hood, you know what I'm saying? And the communities I know some people were still hit by that and stuff, but I found it interesting how people were like really upset, like, oh my God, they're going into the Grove and Louis and all this stuff. Like, they gonna be okay, you know what I'm saying?